Hello everyone, my name is Uthris and welcome back to Banished, where we are working on the wonderful region of Steadflow. Now, we are going to be working on this new town this episode mainly. We need to fill it in, we need to probably add another profession, and that's what we're going to be working on now. Currently, it is the home of the bees, and we have apiaries everywhere. We have 6 in total. We have 3 over here, 3 on this side as well. Actually going to increase priority on this storage unit because I don't want these guys to have to walk so far to drop out their food. You can see kind of the look that I'm going for here, kind of country, a little bit rural and a little bit more spread out than say the main city over here, the main farming town. So this is much more dense and far more city-like. So that's something that we are doing. Actually going to upgrade. That's kind of a main road there. So I'm going to upgrade that to stone. In fact, I'm going to pretty much upgrade this all the way across to stone. That'll look okay. And then, you know, of course we have our plantations, which are wonderful. I'm currently upgrading a few of them to stone homes, just so we don't use as much firewood. It's always a nice thing to do, in my opinion. We still have a few fields that just refuse to be worked, which is fine. We are at 68,000 food, so I'm not really worried about that right now. The apiaries are a nice two-prong kind of building, so they are providing us beeswax for candles, and then also providing us some food as well. So if we click on this one here, I mean, we're getting a decent amount of food and beeswax. Both are, I mean, it's kind of a wide range depending on which one you get more of each season, but that's okay. You're not wasting workers because you're just getting food and a product that you can eventually use somewhere else, which is good. Now, because we are getting candles are used to upgrade certain buildings, but also can be used as a fuel source to heat homes. So if you look here at this bundling shed, we can bundle candles together and get a fire bundle, which people will use to actually heat their home. Let's see if I can't see if there's any in our wonderful markets. And they're probably used up. We're not getting a whole lot here just yet, but since the candles have to work their way down, you know, through the process of trading, it does take a little while. But that's what I enjoy about Banished. The fact that you can have these kind of pocket areas and they trade amongst themselves. It's a really interesting aspect of the game, and I really enjoy it. Let's see. Let's go ahead up to the home of the bees. Little village here for the people who missed last episode. This is kind of like a midway point, just like the small village over here. So that's always nice to have. And then let's actually go down to the city real quick because I think we do have linen being used. So we are saving our leather, and eventually I do want this tannery to start working as well. But I thought leather was going to be used for something else. You know, I kind of forget. We have so much rope. I'm going to have to do an inventory of stuff and then probably end up building mass storage areas just so we can hold all these materials that we're going to end up making. Problem with the apiary, once we hit the food cap, they're going to stop producing things. So hopefully our population will actually expand a little bit. I'm actually going to turn this to times 10 speed. It is autumn, year 84. Things are going quite well for us. We have survived multiple tornadoes, and we have survived a outbreak of disease. So things are progressing, and that's all you can hope for in Banished. So let's go ahead and get us the entryway into the town a little bit more developed. I feel like it was a little bit lacking. There we go. That ain't bad. So the other profession that's going to be up here is the Glassworks, and I have plopped one down. I'm also going to go ahead and plop another one down because I wouldn't mind looking a little bit industrial in just this little section of town, and having the furnaces going and things like that. you know, salt box home, just for a variety, you know. Variety of building is always nice to do. You bring in a whole lot of different color palettes, and so that's why we're doing that. Let's see, I'm really hoping they build this freaking small barn soon. It's taking a while for stone to process and work its way up into this village. And so I may have to actually build a stone and wood cart, because these guys aren't really producing their own up here, but then again have a stockpile of it from just clearing land. It wouldn't be a bad idea to really have a wood cart somewhere just to supply the builders and things with their own, you know, very limited supply of items. So there's a wood one. Let's get a stone market cart somewhere. Tell you what, how about just right there? They can also be used as decoration, which is pretty nice. But to produce our glass factory, what we're going to have to do is actually work on our shore houses here. There we go. As these guys will be producing sand to be used in the glass factory. All in all, maybe I would say a fishing dock, but there's already one right here anyways. I mean, they're producing 3,000 fish. Fish is just the way to go, guys. I mean, like these fishing docks down here, if we look. 2 people working here, 2,000 some fish a season. 2,000 some fish a season. It's amazing. It's just a really efficient way to get food. Hunting is doing okay. I think this has 2 people working and they got 1,000 food. So that's definitely a really good ratio for us. And I'm hoping once these kind of pick up and we get more candles to use as fuel, that'll supplement our wonderful supply of firewood. Looks like we are getting a trading post. And also, I built this, so I did want to test it out. It's a little bit of a drawbridge. I don't know if it actually opens and closes. I doubt it does, but it does look fairly nice, and it's going to be kind of the main bridge connecting the 2 medium-sized towns. So let's go see what our vendor is selling. Ooh, a bunch of seeds. Slow down time so I have a little bit of a thinking period here. Cotton. Cotton. Do we have cotton unlocked? Trade items. Barley. Cotton. Yes, we have cotton. Let's go ahead. Grape sounds good. Broccoli. Pear. Turnip and broccoli. I think both of those would be pretty cool. So we need 5,000 points. We'll just do all 150 of these fancy furnitures. And then let's do a decent supply of ropes. We'll do 20. Screw it, I'll overpay. We have plenty of stuff right now. These things just look pretty nice. You know, fairly open. It's good to see a whole bunch of people living and working in this area. I need to build the fence around here. These guys are growing cotton and corn. These guys are squash wheat, flax wheat, barley, spinach. Oh, actually, I'm thinking about it. Hold on, I need to go down to our weavers real quick. Actually, no, I can check this at the town hall. I do want to build an actual windmill, because that would look pretty cool in our town down here. And give it some movement as well. So if we go to our inventory and look at linen, 0. No linen right now. We are also using linen for clothing, so I can actually change that for a little bit while we recover that supply. But I do need now, do I want the large windmill? See what this looks like. Okay. Any variants? No. Small windmill? Small window's pretty cute. Let's do the large one and come up with an interesting spot to put it. I actually kind of liked it here in this square. It's actually not bad. Okay, we can do that. And it does take linen, so let's go ahead to the our first kind of starter town and change this to making high coats just with leather. So our weavers can just use our flax to make all the linen they can. And then we can go back up and actually start working on the town like we wanted. Go ahead and boost this up to ×10 again. It does make the frames drop just a little bit, but that's not too big of an issue. We are producing sand now. You do want to check your pathing every so often for your professions. As you can see, there are people coming from another town to work here, which is never a good thing, because you don't want your people to walk too far to get to work. Like these guys are probably okay. So a couple of homes will help with that. Another trader. These guys are just coming in like crazy. We have the pigs. Don't need any of them just yet. We're not having any animal husbandry going on. Come on. Build, build, build. Get it done. Nomads have arrived at the town hall. Man, these guys are cursed. How many are you? 26. Go away, please. I don't need you just yet. They're just good for recovering from disasters, really. If we look at our population, we are at 356 total population, which is wonderful. 118 families with 152 homes, 222 adults, 20 students, 114 children, 97% clothed, much better than it used to be. 83% educated, which is great. If we look at our food's been doing pretty good for the past 10 years. Population, still a nice smooth line, which is what you want. Logs, balanced, iron. If you just go to your production tab, it's generally the best thing to do. So used, produced. We're a little light on the log production, but that's okay. Maybe, hopefully at some point, our candles will help out with our firewood. Kind of change the tide a little bit. Let's go back over here to Beeville. Maybe that'll be a pretty cute name for this area. Beeville. Man, still got people coming from weird locations to work here at this fishing dock. Maybe let's try and mix and match some homes here. Just out this direction, because I kind of want a patch of town here and then more town kind of leading this way with a little bit of a wooded area dividing it, just to make it a little bit more of an interesting shape. And then I think we'll build 3 more apiaries somewhere. I'm thinking maybe the backside of town up here would be pretty nice. I need that small barn built. Wow, it's already like 14 minutes in. The cost of expansion. Let's see. So we got students rolling in, we got people being born. Things are doing really well for us. It's 78 degrees in Steadflow. We're just letting things construct. We got laborers moving into the area. I can actually tell them to harvest some of this stone, just for their use. Same with iron. You know, it's always good to have an abundance of iron for your tools. We do have a decent supply. At some point, I do need to produce steel tools, which would be a big help. But I think we need an upgraded blacksmith for that. We don't have kind of the metalworking town just yet. Trying to figure out what would also go with the metalworking town. Probably the gem cutters. I mean, the melting house. What else? Statue carver, foundry. I mean, all these things will be very useful. You know, there is one thing that I do need, and that's a sawmill. Actually, did I build one over here? I get the feeling I did. No, I must have thought against it because this dock area was kind of done at that point. A sawmill would be pretty nice, and I might be able to fit one down here in the actual lumber producing camp. You know, that might be a good thing to do. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll throw in a decent sized home using this modular building set. So we use this floor 1 house, just like that. We can increase priority on here. So how are you guys doing on wood? Man, you're not doing very good, to be honest. Let's produce a little bit more hardwood. I'd have no problem with that. Now, at some point, we will be upgrading all these tiny shacks to tiny homes. We just need glass for that, which is why we're also building that glass factory to help us upgrade certain areas. We can also use, I mean, candles to upgrade to deep quarries and deep mines. That would be pretty nice. Oh, little traders coming in. Now, they had to wrap around pretty much the whole map to get up to the northern trading post, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and go up here. Oh, I know what I need just to combat this and get this going. I need to put a hospital up here, because if we run into any major problems, that wouldn't be good. So hospital right there I think would look okay. And then we can just throw down a nice little urban house for the doctor. There we go. Yeah, this place is coming together very nice, and I'm very happy with the progress we're making. Albeit a little slow, but that's okay. What do we got in here? Is there sand in here? Yes, there is. Oh, our glassworks are being constructed on both sides of the street, which is great. Oh, sand plus furnace fuel, sand plus coal. You can make glassware or just normal glass. I guess we'll have one for each at some point. What do you get furnace fuel from? I don't know. Sand plus coal I think would be good. So we can just up that there. Check out our new trader. There's just so many items in this game, guys. So many. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and just work a little bit off camera so we have some more interesting things progressing, and then I'll be back to show you guys the progress. And there we go. It has been a few in-game years, and you can see things have filled in rather nicely in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the buildings we added up here in the bee producing area of our region. So first thing you'll probably notice is there's an inn and garden, fairly large kind of structure, so it's fairly normal. But attached to it is the brewery, and this brewery is the first brewery of our area, and they are making honey mead. So that's going to be kind of the first luxury item that we have, which will be great. That'll help a lot with morale. As you can see, we're about a half a star shy from full at this point. Also added a forester's lodge and a woodcutter, just because firewood is still just a continual problem, and I don't see an end to that anytime soon, really. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little chopper there as well. So let's see, over here I added 2 more shore house, and they are collecting even more sand for our glass factories to produce glass and glass bottles. Candles still going rather well. This area filled in a little bit more. Added a smokehouse for all the fish because we have so much fish. I think we have like 50,000 fish, something like that. Also threw in a few bakeries to try and spread just more food variety around. Our hospital is complete, which I actually need to throw someone in here, which would probably help. If we go over to the farming town, we will see our windmill. It is producing flour through barley, which is pretty cool. It's producing about 300 to 400 flour a season, just as much as our water mill, and our water mill even have 3 people working it. So that's a lot of wheat going through. And that's feeding all of our bakeries. I think we're up to like 5 bakeries now. And at some point, of course, we'll switch to producing more complicated breads than we currently are. And if we go back here, not here. If we go just a little bit farther, I do want to show you guys the upgraded tiny house. It gains this little attic area, which is pretty cool, and it becomes a full stone structure, and it just looks a little bit more nice to look at, which is pretty cool. Also built our country house, which eventually I'll upgrade to a nice country house for our hardwood forester back here. We have our 2-story kind of urban home by our sawmill producing lumber, and this thing actually produces a lot quicker. We're already at 194 lumber, so you guys can see, that production rate is great. My hardwood foresters really aren't doing a whole lot, and I don't know why. It feels like they're not producing all the hardwood they should. I mean, this forester's lodge is kind of picking up the slack, which is a little weird. Don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, no idea. Anyways, I think that's going to do us for this episode. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and taking a look at our wonderful area. And if you have any comments or suggestions on what you would like to see next, let me know down below. Leave a like, leave a dislike, subscribe to my channel if you're new, check out my other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.